this is Kevin, Content Instructor. Do another video, another introductory video. This is going to go over some of the graded activities that you'll do here in CIS 101. We're going to talk about skills labs, applied labs, and your concept questions. We may do this in one video or two videos, but we'll see how it goes. First, in this first, really it's the second week, but it's the first module that we're going to have where we're actually completing assignments in. This is going to be one we're going to go over. We're going to be in chapter 1, which is online essentials, but we're going to be doing sections 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. And at the end of 1.2 is going to be your first skills labs, and these are really what kind of the core of the Test Out website is, their lab simulations. Okay, it's going to be showing how to use software and hardware, but in a simulated safe environment. Okay, and be sure when you complete these assignments that you always come and access them from Canvas, so it syncs your grade back to Canvas. Because when I click on this, like I showed in the previous video, when I click on it, it's going to automatically take you, sign you into your Test Out account and take you to that assignment. And again, you do have full access to them out here, but if you click on them out here, then you're going to lose synchronization. It's not going to bring your grade back. There's ways around that, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, well, something you don't want to do, but maybe more of a fix. Okay, but you'll see these skills labs, and these are more important, I guess more called lab sims. And you can see I've already taken this one before. So with these skills labs or applied labs, you have unlimited attempts to them. You can take them as many times as you want. Okay, so it kind of gives you a brief summary of what you're going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and start it, and we'll talk about the different components. I'm going to kind of start it from the beginning. Okay, in that you're going to have your in this particular one, this is going to be using software, so you're just going to have your task and what it wants you to do over here. Okay, like in this one, it just wants you to close and reopen Google Chrome. Okay, if it is like a multi-step task, get kind of lost, you can reset it, or you can skip on and move on to the next one and come back to it later. And this drop-down list will list all of the tasks that you have to complete, and you can use that to navigate too between the tasks. Okay, but in this one, I'll show you. This one's a pretty simple one. All we got to do, and when it comes, it all depends on the task and what you're doing. It will allow you to complete a task in multiple fashions. In this case, we only got one to close it. But if we did have somewhere where we did have a context menu, you could also close it via that. But this one, we're going to use the X over here, the close button, to close it. And then you can, like, and this is a good example. I can either start up Google Chrome here, off a shortcut off the taskbar, or I can come to the Windows button and start it up here. Either one of those methods would have worked. And if you do a task complete, this will pop up. If you don't, then this isn't going to pop up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to the next task. Now with the skills labs, these are just with the skills labs, you do get some help. You have a hint and a show me. A hint and a show me. If you click on, I'll just say if I don't know how to do this, I click on the hint, I'll bring up a little pop-up box, and this will tell you exactly how to do it. Okay, and if you do a show me, this might be kind of loud. Hopefully it isn't too loud.
To go to a website, in the Chrome address
it's going to bring
bar,
up a little video and
the
show you how to
URL
do it.
Select it. Type
The one thing, if you use the show me or hint on one of the tasks in these skills labs, even though I will go ahead and complete it after I've used either one of them. Okay, I'll type in the URL. In this case, really just a domain name is made up of the URL. Okay, now this is right here. We'll have to try this task again without help. It's either going to do it right after it, or that task will show up at the very end after you complete the remaining 5. That one, if you either use show me or hint, you will have to eventually complete the task without any help. Okay, so in this case, it's going to actually show up at the end of the lab. This one is the next one where it wants me to do a search and then choose one of the search results. In this case, they want the very first one. Or I don't open. Did I spell it right? Oh, look, I spelled it wrong. That's why. Now that's another thing. I think when you do it something wrong, well, these may or may not. I don't think these show up. If you complete it, it won't show up again. But it's only going to show up again if you use the hint or the show me. Okay, but let's say I'm going to kind of skip ahead, and I completed all 4 of these. I kind of show you a couple of different things. Let's say you work through it and you didn't get them all correct, but you go ahead and you can score your lab, and it always brings back feedback. Okay, in this case, shows you your score, and this is the score that it will bring back and put into your Canvas gradebook. You do have some rules for that. The minimum score is 70%. That's the minimum that I'll take. Okay, at least got to get 70%, which is very, very attainable, because right here, it'll show you what you've done right and show you what you did wrong and how you should have done it correctly. Okay, so it does give you feedback on the skills exam at the very end. All the labs and the questions will give you feedback at the end. Okay. But I'll kind of show you. I'll say done. And now I can say a history of what I've done. But since I didn't complete it, I didn't complete all the tasks. If I click the Start Lab again, I can start it with those 4 remaining tasks I didn't do, or just restart it from the very beginning. And even with those 4 tasks, even that one I needed help on, I would still have to redo that one also. So it'd be 5 of them. But really, that's it. But once you've gotten done with any of these labs or questions and you want to go back and do the next one, I'm going to get rid of some tabs here that I don't need. Go ahead and close this tab down. Just close it. Make your way back to Canvas and just hit your back button and go back. I did 1, 2, 15. Okay, which is this one right here. Well, I didn't need to move, but now I can go back and do the next graded assignment. I'll click on these concept questions. And these are just going to be, most of them, I think they're almost all, again, they're going out to test out. No time limit. They say 80%, but again, on these, I'll take 60%. Sorry. I'll get right in the middle. How about 70%? Okay. And again, you can take these as many times as you want. If you're satisfied with your grade or till you get them all correct. There's really no reason not to get them all correct. So I'll start the exam. And I'm not going to finish it all through just for timing purposes. I'll just go through them and you can see the results. So I'll answer this one. What's an example of a web browser? We know that Word isn't. And you could wait. You can wait and score it at the very end, but you could check the answer now. And of course, I got that one right. Okay. So I'll go to the next one. What's the following? Internet search. Following internet search from a web browser. Now, something's going to be kind of misspelled. I would say this one right here. Okay. I'm just going to go through here and just kind of click any answer, just so I can show you the feedback. I know I'm not getting them all right. I'm just kind of, so I can see at the very end. Oh, this is going to be a drag. So this is one that's not multiple choice. I didn't get them right. I know I didn't get them right. Okay. All right, so I've answered them all. I click that next button, and it asks you if you want to review or you can score. If you click the score button, it's going to show you and give you the feedback. Well, I guess okay, pretty good on guessing some, but if you click on these will give you, say I didn't get enough to get the threshold, but if I click on the indirect ones, it does give me the feedback, gives me an explanation of what the answer should have been. Okay, so it gives you feedback. Again, if you didn't get 100% or you didn't get 70%, you can close it and then start it again. Start it all over again until you get the answer that you want. Okay, but again, once you're done with these, close your button. I'm going to close this one too. I accidentally opened up another one. and go back to test out for the next activity. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I guess I'm going to stop here. I'm going to just make this the part 1 because I'm going to go over, this was a skills lab showing software. This is going to be a lot different and then the ones that you actually be using hardware. They're really kind of neat. They're really neat. So this is kind of the part 1 of you doing the skills and applied labs. Okay, and go ahead and make sure you watch this one and the next one I'm about to make.